Best of Yvonne podcast. I'm your host, Yvonne. Your life has an expiration date. Your dreams do not. This podcast is for women wanting to change their life. Her Success Summit, Black Desert Resort, November 13th through the 16th. Welcome back to the Best of Yvonne podcast. I'm your host, Yvonne, and I am here at Black Desert Resort at Her Success Summit with one of our guest speakers and a dear friend, Jenny Goforth Hickerson. Welcome, Jenny.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and it's been so impactful already.
Good. Yeah. So you're here talking about glowing up.
Yes, really what I talk about is the breakthrough. What is holding you back? Because so many people have that disbelief or that negative self-talk that keeps reoccurring. Even if they're successful in what they're doing, there's something that's holding them back to that next level. So I'm going to talk to people about how to get to that next level.
So I know you do a lot of coaching, wellness coaching, and you really help women work on their bodies, work on their mindset. But what is it that you see that really, really helps them actually have that breakthrough? Because, and I'll be honest, like I've done her program. I was not compliant, so I'm letting y'all know. I'm working on consistency right now, but I've found for myself, I'll get frustrated. I'll pay for a program. I'll try a meal plan. I will hire the best coaches I'll do, but I get frustrated when it doesn't work. And it's not that the program doesn't work. I didn't work it. So for me, I had to change that identity. Is that what needs to take place for that breakthrough?
Yeah, so it's really interesting because I started Goforth Wellness a year and a half ago, and I love group coaching. That's what I started with. But the thing about the group coaching is it's not a one-size-fits-all program. So in March, I shifted everything to one-on-one, and that way I meet people where they're at and know how to someone that maybe struggles with staying consistent. You know what? We have a meeting every Monday. Let's me and you get on a Zoom and talk about the week. And what I've found is that accountability is the biggest thing that's a game changer for people because their program is completely customized for them. But also, I'm not going to let you fail. Like you're going to have that annoying coach that is texting you every week, talking with you, meeting on Zooms. And so when I shifted that in March, everything shifted for my business because that's where the results came.
Yeah.
Not everybody's life is the same, or you were traveling a lot and had signed up for a group coaching program, which is really tough to do when you're traveling. So it wasn't you.
And again, Yvonne doesn't show up.
No, just everybody's different where they're at in their lives and what they need as far as even writing a meal plan. Some people need me to tell them exactly what to eat, and some people need it to be flexible. Some people are traveling, or some people text me when they're at a restaurant. Today's a low carb day or a high carb day. What do I need to do? And when you're working one-on-one with people, I can teach them how to make it work and really make it a lifestyle.
Yes.
So it's been a game. Like the transformations have been insane, and not just with their body, because of course they look better when you get healthy from the inside. The outer is going to show, but then they take that to the next level. It translates into their family and their business and everything. That is the most exciting transformation for me, is when they're like, you know what, I think I can write that book or I can start that business. And I work with really successful women that didn't have that belief in the beginning. And so it wasn't like, eat right, lose weight, do the workout. It was a shift in their mind that, you know what, I'm showing up for myself. Now I can show up for everybody else.
I love that you bring this up. And this is like the perfect time to bring it up because right now we are doing the Best of You challenge, the 100-day challenge. We are on day 26. I've been showing up. You saw me at the gym this morning running my 1 mile.
You're committed.
I am committed. But this is what blows my mind, is just exactly what you talked about. Just doing that one thing every day has bled into every area of my life. And like I've seen that and known that in the past, but it's so much more evident now. And one of my coaches, I hear him always saying, get your house in order, get your house in order. We hear that in scripture.
Make up your bed.
But get your house in order. And it's not just your physical house. It's your mental house. It's your body. Get it in order.
Yep.
If you're this had a huge impact on me. And I talked about this in one of my last episodes, is garbage in, garbage out. If you want to be focused, if you want the body you want, if you want the wealth you want, whatever it is you want, what are you feeding yourself? So I talked about this I love candy. Like I love candy. I
Same.
would live off candy. But now that I'm postmenopause, I'm 48, I don't drink alcohol because it messes with me. And now I no longer eat candy because the sugars and the dye mess with me. They affect my mental health.
And you're so in tune with your body that you realize that. And so many people don't realize that till they make that shift.
There's so many people out there walking around with mental health issues,
Yeah.
lack of clarity, wondering why they're stuck in their life, wondering why they're unhappy, why their marriage isn't working, why they're not happy with their body.
Yeah.
What are you feeding yourself? Really, what are you feeding yourself? Because when I shifted that, and I do believe like the easiest, okay, let's say the simplest, maybe not the easiest, but one of the simplest things you can do, you change your body, you step into that new identity, and then you can change any other area.
Everything else. And it really starts with choose one non-negotiable, one thing every day that you're going to commit to. Because so many people say, I want to wake up at 5 a.m. I want to be a morning person. But then they kind of lie to themselves.
Yeah.
And before they know it, they're like, I'll just wait till next year.
Yeah.
So when you choose that non-negotiable, then you're like, you know what? I'm doing something hard and I'm doing something out of my comfort zone.
For me, I had to get so freaking frustrated with myself. I was fed up.
Yep.
I was fed up of this. I was fed up of on for 14 days and then I'd fall off again. I was so fed up of on and off, on and off. I was like, I'm done. I'm either doing this or I'm going to be doing this at 80.
Yeah.
I do not want to be doing the yo-yo at 80. And it worked. It stuck. I really do feel like I've had my breakthrough. I feel like I'm a new version of myself. And I think it's evident. Those that are closest to me probably see it didn't just change my mindset. It changed how I carry myself, how I dress. It's changed so much of me. Do you see that happening with your clients
I
when they
see
fully
that.
get that breakthrough?
I see that happening very quick too. And so many people can't even believe in 30 days that they can be a different person.
Yeah.
And that's why in March, I've revamped my whole system, my whole business, and I created a 90-day program to give people quick wins to show them they can make changes, and it can be very quick and they can enjoy it at the same time.
And scientifically, we know the research shows to maintain that you do need a 90-day goal because you can't change and get habit to actually stay if you've not maintained it consistently for at least 90 days.
And that's what I was seeing with my clients. I start with a reboot, which is cleaning out the system because you can't, if someone is not feeling good, they're foggy, their energy's low, their hormones are off, I can't tell them, start this nutrition plan and start this workout tomorrow. They're not going to feel good. So we have to clean house first. And when we do, the energy boost. And then that gives them a quick win to be like, okay, that wasn't as hard as I thought. I'm going to continue doing this. But yeah, I've seen such a transformation in them committing to something in 90 days. I know more. I used to do the 6-week shred and those kind of things. And some people would get great results, but then what are you going to do after the 6 weeks?
Exactly, right? If you don't have that identity shift, then it's not going to stick. And I love that you did this reboot and you clean because we really do need to clean the gut.
Yep.
Because all the food we eat microscopically is its own, they're like little organisms that will either feed your brain cloudy, lost, delusional, like depression. It's low vibration foods will make your being low vibration. So you see that completely. So do you have them eat clean as possible, simple foods, like whole, non-processed foods?
Yeah. So for that reboot, we start with a 21-day functional medicine detox. And it is a very low inflammatory. And I tell my clients that is the hardest thing you're going to do, but you're going to commit to this for 21 days. And I know right away if somebody can do 21 days. And if they can't, that's okay too. Let's start with 7, 21 days better. But once they start fueling their body with that, and they're taking the functional medicine pills and Ayurvedic to just naturally allow the liver to do what it's supposed to do and to clean out all the toxins that we're surrounded by and we can't get away from, no matter how clean we try to make our lives. So once we start there, so many people, they have no idea how bad they felt before.
Oh, it's so true. You don't know how unhealthy you are until you start getting healthy.
Right.
And that's, oh my gosh, I've been living that way this whole time. And then it's once you do get that clarity, you're like, why would I ever want to go back? My joints were stiff and achy. I felt sluggish, lethargic. I couldn't think straight. I had no energy. I was not productive. I felt
Yep.
depressed. I love that. Where can our friends, our listeners find you?
Yeah, so I'm at goforthwellness.com. You can find me on Instagram at goforthwellness. And I would love just to have a chat with anybody that is looking for deeper work or that one-on-one coaching and accountability, to just have a conversation and just see what I do.
And having an accountability partner is a game changer. If you don't have one in at least some area of your life, you just get one, because you will show up differently. And if you have someone like me, I'm like barking at you all the time. I'm like that bossy big sister. So you said you were going to do this, and I'm going to hold you
And you're
accountable.
gonna do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being
Thank
here in
you.
St. George at her Success Summit. And thanks for being my friend. I just love you to
Yes,
pieces.
thank you. I love it. And I love being in Utah. I've never been here before.
Oh, isn't it lovely? I know I'm going to share my secret with you, but don't tell too many people about it. Welcome back to the Best of Yvonne podcast. I'm your host, Yvonne, and I am here with my dear friend, Nikki. She and I have a story that maybe one day we'll share, but we're going to keep that a secret for now. But she's here at her Success Summit sharing her story of the power of yet. So if you aren't yet where you want to be in life, or if you don't believe you're good enough yet, listen to what she has to say, because she's going to give you a strategy that's just going to help you get better now, so that, or at least believe that yet is to come for you. So, Nikki, tell us, what's the strategy?
So, yet is just more than a mindset. It's a framework that you can use for any day life to either help you succeed in business, get in your next either step in life, your goals, your dreams, or even just to get through the day. YET stands for Yield, Engage, and Transform. That's my acronym for it. I have a book that is also a workbook that gets you through the whole process. And it's yielding to your current situation, assessing where you're at, and knowing that it's okay to be where you're at in that very given moment, because that's where you're supposed to be. And then you need to engage. So taking that first step, that's like what you have to do to initiate anything. And then just like staying on the path, and you're going to have to yield to your circumstances no matter what. So if you take a step and something else changes, you just reassess and keep going, and your transformation will come. Your transformation comes from each little step you take, and it all builds up, and it just keeps on going. And that's what's going to help you transform and just get better. Yeah.
That's so powerful, because really, if you think about it, if you don't know what your baseline is, or if you lack the level of self-awareness, how can you actually improve? Or if you don't know where you are physically, so let's say you get lost, you cannot ask for directions if you don't know where you're at or where you're headed, right? So yield. Y is for yield.
Yep.
So stop, yield, get your baseline, get your ground, your feet under your ground, your feet underneath you, get
Yeah.
grounded. And then E was engage. So
Yep.
once you know where you're at, then you can actually engage in the plan and start taking action
Yep.
to move forward. And then the T is
Transform.
transform. So say it again. So
Yield, engage, and
yield,
transform.
engage, and transform. That's beautiful. So transform is as long as you keep going, as long as you keep engaged, you keep moving in the right direction, you can't help but transform.
Yep.
That's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love that. And you really can apply that to any area of your life. So
Yeah.
let's say, for example, I always use like weight loss, because so many women are always wanting to focus on the areas. So knowing your baseline, so you get on the scale today. If you don't want to be there, then you engage in a plan for your goal to lose 10 pounds, whatever it is. And then if you just stick with that plan and you do the exercises, the activities, you're going to transform your body 10 pounds lighter, right?
Yeah.
Did I say that all right?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
And like for myself, if I have like troubles like going up and down just because of hormone issues, like you have to know where you're at, be okay, and know what you have to do next. So
love
like
that.
the next steps, go get your blood work done, go get testing, go find out what you need to do to get your health right to make that next step. And then obviously the transformation comes from that, and then you'll know what you have to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so great. Yield,
Engage,
engage,
and
and transform. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this right eventually. I need those acronyms across my bathroom mirror. That's amazing. Okay, so you're here at her Success Summit. You just gave your talk. How was that?
It was great. Yeah. It was definitely like very eye opening because it's my first time doing this speech out in public, in a public setting and just like on stage. So that was like very like eye opening for me, like what I needed to change and do differently. And I had great feedback from a lot of the girls here, and I definitely know how I'm going to do it a little bit better now. And I'm like super excited and pumped.
Yeah, you're
And
applying yet to it.
yes,
So I'm
yeah.
not yet the speaker I want to be, but you yield, you got your baseline, you engaged, you actually got on stage to do it, and now you're going to transform because you're
Yep.
getting all the feedback
Yeah.
from the audience. That's amazing. I
Yep,
love
and then
that.
it just goes again. So now, like, I just reassessed, and now I know my next steps, and then I'm gonna take the next steps to do it again. Yeah.
I love that. So what are those next steps? Do you know? Like, where are you headed? What are your big goals?
My big goals are just to make enough for the nonprofit, just doing like public speaking and making it a little bit bigger on that end, so I could get away from federal funding and a lot of the grants that we have, and just funding the nonprofit that way and helping as many families as I can that way.
So tell us about your nonprofit and where people can find you.
So the nonprofit is MEC Disabilities, and they can find us at mecdisabilities.org. I founded it in 2021, and we help children with disabilities and their families 21 years and younger with adaptive equipment. So that's sports, adaptive strollers, wheelchairs, anything like that. Adaptive sports equipment can be anything from, say, basketball wheelchairs or just anything on that line. Different implements for if they have amputations or anything like that. And then we do resources and support for all ages. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be under 21. And we just really want to be able to make sure we can help as many people as we can. So we do that. And with the federal shutdown that just happened, I went and did out of my own pocket and helped a whole bunch of families in our local area with getting food for their families, because a lot of them were on SSI and food stamps. So
Wow, that's a beautiful mission. Well done. And what's your Instagram handle?
Empowered by Nikki.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the Power by Yet book, or oh my gosh, Power by the Power of Yet book can be found on the empoweredbynikki.com website. So.
Okay, empoweredbynikki.com. So grab her book, learn more about the change that she's making in the world and her mission. And thank you for showing up, for
Thank you for having
doing
me.
it despite all the things that may be working against you, and because I know your story and they have.
Yeah.
So you may not yet be where you want to be, or you may not yet know how to do something, but use her acronym, apply it to your life, and just see how it transforms your life. So thank you for joining us here at the Best of Yvonne podcast. Until next time, besties, I love you, and I will see you next time.